Bitcoin hit a new all-time high, and this was followed by an 8.16% crash to the downside. In today's video, I am going to be jumping into the technical analysis on Bitcoin, sharing my thoughts and opinions on what's been going on with BTC. Let's roll the intro and get right down into it. Hi guys, welcome back to the Cheeky Crypto Uncensored channel, and today I am going to be jumping into the charts briefly here to discuss what's going on with BTC. Some interesting developments with Bitcoin's price action hitting a new all-time highs and of course seeing immediate rejection to the downside. So here we have Bitcoin paired up with a USDT on the 4-hour Binance chart, and what's really quite funny is that on the Binance chart here, with the USDT pairing, there is no new all-time high. Instead, it is a double top situation. Let's just roll this up into our weekly time frame here, and you can see that we have consistency here. With $69,000 double top situation for BTC, as we can see, just tapping in here. Now, we do have a new all-time high, I believe, when we take a look at this from a USD point of view. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. And in here, if we go ahead and throw on a horizontal line on the previous all-time high, it came in at 69,000 USD, and we have most recently moved up to 69,210 USD. So it's a new all-time high from a dollar point of view, but it's not necessarily a new all-time high from a USDT point of view on the Binance charts. It is double top territory. Now, anyone who understands charting will understand that a double top is a bearish sign. Now, it's not to say that we have to be super bearish on Bitcoin right now. It has a few more kind of, days to embed before we get a weekly close position. And that weekly close could be bullish before we even know it. So we want to be a little bit cautious with potentially trading here. But my hat does go off to everybody who was shorting Bitcoin at $69,000. Let's go ahead and jump back down into the charts here. And what we'll do is we'll throw this back into our USDT pairing on the Binance chart, and we'll bring this back down to that 4-hour time frame, and we'll pay attention to what's going on, right? So because we did have this rejection, an 8.16% move to the downside, and it isn't really showing us with slowing down just yet. So we are back down into this previous area of resistance and turning it into support. This is a positive sign at the moment. As you can see, $62,936 to $64,000, and we wicked down to $63,370. If I bring this down into our 1-hour time frame, you can see that we came down into this low range just here after getting rejected on the $69,000. Now, the problem that I have with our current position, bearing in mind we've only really seen a couple of candles at the moment, there's some positivity to be seen with the wicks that are appearing down here. This actually gives us the idea that there's a lot of buying pressure right down in this low range. Okay, that's what the wicks are telling us, but we haven't seen any kind of significant bounce in the middle. It was almost like a straight drop to the downside, and so the price action to me is a little bit concerning. We're finding resistance now on the 50 EMA, 50 SMA, so with a bit of luck we can rally past these. If we can't, then that's going to be the resistance that might take us back down to this previous area of resistance and turn it into support. So I want to be a little bit cautious here on Bitcoin because it does look like it has some form of potential to the upside, but unfortunately, because we now have overlap within our price structure and candlesticks, this candlestick and this over here, for example, these overlapping movements are not overly that good in my opinion. And we do see this particular high coming in higher than the previous swing high. So anyone who understands Elliott wave theory will know what I'm about to do. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we can kind of say that's what we were looking for. Our initial target range was this one, and you can see that we actually exceeded it. I was expecting 65,323 to 67,508, and we did go up into the $69,000 level. So from where we are right now, unfortunately, it looks like we might find ourselves with rejection, and we might be looking at maybe coming down towards the 200 EMA. But again, it's time will tell, because at the moment we've only got a few candlesticks to kind of be working from, and we need to give it a bit more time. So I'll do another Bitcoin video video update on the Cheeky Crypto YouTube channel tomorrow morning. I think JB will probably put another update video out this evening on the Cheeky Crypto channel as well at about 10 p.m. UTC. So maybe there'll be some more indications as to kind of what is going on by 10 p.m. If not, watch out for the 10 a.m. UTC video, which I will put out another update on BTC's most recent price movements and where I think things are heading. Because at the moment, there's not a huge amount of information, not a huge amount of data to kind of say that we have grounds to think that we can bounce up from here and rally. At the moment, if I'm looking at this from a trading point of view, it's looking like we have resistance on the 50 EMA, 50 SMA, with the red line being the 50 EMA there, looking to cross down lower than the 50 SMA, and our 200 EMA is sat down a lot lower. So for reference, right, we need to see closed positions above the $65,750 level. That's the 50 EMA and 50 SMA. And if we can't, and we do continue to break on down, the support that I would be looking for would have to be found at $61,500 on the 200 EMA, but this is the 1 hour time frame, so it does change a little bit if we jump up to the 4 hour time frame, where we can see that actually we haven't even retested the 50 EMA or 50 SMA, which are currently coming in at $61,500, which actually coincides quite nicely with our 200 EMA at $61,500. Those two things are coming together quite nicely. 4 hourly 50 EMA, 50 SMA is the same as the 1 hour 200 EMA, and so here we can see previous trend line that we broke out from also hitting alongside our 50 EMA, 50 SMA. This could be where price actually ends up going to find support. But again, it's too soon to really know. So I want to see a few more candlesticks. I want to see how things are playing out for Bitcoin, because is this the beginning of the next big move for Bitcoin? Are we going to be talking about $72,000 BTC once we get a break above $69,000? Or is it now that we have to see a correction? I think there's a lot of people that are hoping for, $100,000, $200,000 for BTC, within the next kind of month or so. And I don't think that's really realistic. But, Bitcoin has a totally different path than it has seen previously, simply because of the Bitcoin spot ETFs and how they function differently to how Bitcoin's history kind of shows us. Bitcoin history hasn't had anything as fundamental as an ETF at the spot level before. And this is a very big game changer when it comes to Bitcoin. Now, obviously, we know that Bitcoin is incredibly scarce. The ETF is eating up significant amounts of supply of BTC. And with the most recent move to the downside, dropping 8.16%, was that a stock market play? Was that those ETFs? Or was there something else at play here going on as well? Time will tell. Guys, I'm going to leave the video right there. Why don't you check out this video right here and follow for a little bit more?